Hey guys, it's Joe from Joe High Photography. Again, you can check out my website at joehigh.com. Today we're going to be doing a sort of a product review, not exactly a full product review, but we are going to be looking at a couple of the highlight features of the Yongnuo Speedlite 560IV. I just picked up a couple of these and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I made a switch to these guys. What I actually did was I had a Canon, I still have a Canon 580EX Mark II. I had a Canon 430EX Mark II, but I ended up selling that one and I was able to get two of these with the money that I got from selling the 430. Now, let me put one of these down here. So the biggest difference between a Speedlite like this and something like a Canon 530EX is that this does not have any TTL metering inside of it. So this is an entirely manual flash. You can't go through and say, all right, I want this one to just read the light through the lens coming into the camera and adjust accordingly. No, you've got to use your own light meter or use your eye or whatever. You gotta do it the old school way. You got controls on the back here that couldn't be simpler. Just right to go up, make it brighter, left to go down, make it darker. Piece of cake to use. The feature that I'd really like to talk about here, because it does have a nice amount of features on the back, but it's still very basic, but it does have one thing that the Canon Speedlite does not, and that is an optical slave feature. So this flash can actually be triggered by the flash from another light, and I'll demonstrate that here. So I have both of these set into slave mode right now, and if I trigger the one, oh, come on. If I trigger the one, they both fire. Oh, actually I fired the first time too. I just forgot I turned off the sound. But yeah, and it works the other way too. Fire this one fires too. So that is actually the reason that I got these, is because of that optical slave feature. What I wanted to be able to do was to fire off more than one flash without having to get a new radio trigger for every single flash that I had. And that was the opportunity that these guys opened up for me. Now, I used these recently at a wedding shoot and it was fantastic. These are just as bright, just as powerful as any Canon Speedlite, so there's no need to worry about it there. But they are about 70 bucks, 75 bucks, something like that. They are really, really, really affordable. And if you're willing to go with that manual control instead of the TTL, go for it. These are really, really nice. Now, when I was doing the wedding shoot, we actually were under a white tent and I had a couple of these set up looking at, pointing towards the dance floor, and there was a white ceiling because it's a white tent. So I pretty much just chose a setting that I wanted these to be on. I think I had them on 1/32 of their power, and I just had them keep triggering like that, and then I set all of my other exposure settings accordingly. The problem, and this is a problem, with an optical slave is that any flash can fire it. So the feature that makes it cool is also the feature that makes it a bit of a problem. Any flash, any photon change that's significant enough will make this flash go off. That includes all of the other guests' point and shoot cameras. So when they pop off their flashes to get pictures of people dancing, it's just over and over and over and over. And I'm just standing there watching my lights just fire off and off and off and off, and I was getting kind of confused, and I'm like, oh, that's right, I have them on optical slave. So I ended up sometimes using the optical slave and sometimes using the radio slave so that only I would be triggering them. It was mostly a concern for battery power, and if I want to get a picture and somebody fires off my flash and it's maybe not having as much battery power as it did when I first started, then it's going to have to recycle, and maybe I'm trying to take a picture while it recycles and I don't get its flash effect. So there's a good and a bad to that. For portraits where I'm just shooting by myself, this is gold. It's not going to be an issue at all to share that light with everyone else taking pictures in the room, because there's nobody else taking pictures in the room. So yeah, anyways, just wanted to share that. And I think that this is definitely something worth looking into. Again, they're about 70 bucks. So if you've got a Canon Speedlite that you just don't do enough with, sell it, get a couple of these, go for it. I have 3 lights now, the 2 Yongnuos, and I kept my Canon Speedlite. And now often what I'll do is I'll take my radio slave system and I'll fire off the Canon Speedlite, which will trigger the Yongnuos. So I have 3 off-camera lights now, just because these have the optical slave. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Definitely worth checking out. Yongnuo makes more than this type. I think there's a couple versions, at least one after this, but this one was affordable and it had the optical slave, so I went for it. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. Don't forget to like and comment. I love to see comments on my videos, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.